I'm Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, inviting you to join my co-host and I, Pastor Shannon East Jones, each Tuesday, right here on Straight Talk from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. And if you'd like to call in and join the discussion, you can call 470-251-0349. That's 470-251-0349. And if you'd like to be a guest on the program, we'd love to have you. You can email us at straighttalk1362@gmail.com. That's straighttalk1362@gmail.com. It's Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Pastor Shannon E. Jones.
Aaron Lackey, pastor of Temple of Prayer Family Worship Cathedral, Fairburn, Georgia. Every week I listen to Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Pastor Shannon E. Jones. Yes, that's Straight Talk. Why don't you join us?
You are now tuned in to Straight Talk Live with Greg Fann, where you are invited to have open discussions of topics ranging from social, political, economics, religious, or just open dialogue. So now, let's get to talking with Greg Fann.
Well, thank you so much. Here I am, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man. Hey, listen, we got an exciting program for you today. We're going to have a special section on, as always, throwing them in the trash can with Shannon E. Jones. Shannon going to throw them in the trash can. And if you know somebody needs to go in the trash can, you need to call us or email us and let us know who you like to see in the trash can. Or you may have somebody you may know that needs to be in the trash can. Right? And then, listen, and we're going to have Chris Brown. Chris Brown is going to be talking to us. Chris Brown with Save Atlanta. He's an Atlanta native, a young man working on bridging the gap between the young and the old and the future bridge builders. So you don't want to miss Chris section. And then we're going to be talking about brother Roderick Walker, who was beaten by a sheriff deputy in Clayton County right here in the metro Atlanta area. It's happening right here. And now in our own hometown in the metro area. And, you know, I'm going to bring on my co-host, Shannon. He's right here somewhere. Shannon, where you at, Shannon, where are you? Shannon. Oh, Lord, there he is, ladies and gentlemen, reading the paper. What does it say, county by county? Maybe it's a county by county. Shannon. Okay. You're on the
Bishop.
air because you care, okay?
Oh my goodness, I didn't know. I heard all that clapping. I thought they was clapping for the Falcons, doing what Matt Ryan leaves them to do every week.
Hold for just 1 second before you go any further about them down Falcons. I want you to just chill just for a second about them down Falcons. Them down Falcons need to be in the trash can. And they may need to stay in the trash can. Now, I know I'm making some of y'all Falcons fans upset. I know you are. But you got to remember.
Why you think the Falcons need to go?
Do what?
Why you think the Falcons need to go in the trash?
You don't know? You get all the way to the Super Bowl and win in the Super Bowl and lose, and then every time you get close, you lose. I mean, I don't know what to say. Everybody loves a winner, but when you lose, Shannon, you lose alone.
Sound like
but you know, y'all got some diehard people running around that red and black, talking about that's a fact. We're going to do it. We're going to do it this year. We're going to do it this season. This is our season. We're going to do it
Well,
this
can we talk about the elephant in the room?
We're going to do it this year. We're going to do it this year. We're going to do it this year. What elephant is in the room? We ain't got no elephant
The elephant in the room.
What elephant in our room? What elephant is in our room?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Could you believe that was Tom Brady on that field yesterday?
You talking about the Buccaneers?
Man, they look like the Bad News Bears, didn't they?
Woo-wee. Jesus Christ.
Goodness
gracious. When you talk about, I wish I could see Ayanna. Ayanna loves Tom Brady. I wish I could see her now and say to Ayanna, a team is only as good as the team, not the quarterback.
Oh, my goodness.
A quarterback does not make the team. A team make the team. Players, individual players collectively come together to make a winning team, not just one individual. And so can we talk about the young man, Cam Newton, who came to a good team and won
Yeah, yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
7-3.
Yeah, so
7-3.
so let's talk about that. So Tampa Bay probably if they gel, they get together and get to gelling, and during the season they probably have a
They're
good
gonna have to do
season.
something. They're gonna have to jail or hell. They're gonna have to do something. Because
Well,
Tom
like
Brady looked like he was confused. He didn't understand. He looked like he was at a Kenyan barbecue. He didn't understand what was going on yesterday. He was just looking around. He's not used to an offensive line that lets him get sacked. And he threw more interceptions than Matt Ryan. I just I don't know what was going on yesterday, man. That was something else. But I'm happy because they were throwing a lot of shade on brother Cam Newton, and that brother went up there and scored the only touchdown that they got yesterday there with the Pats, with the Patriots. The Pats. That's what they call them when I was in college in Boston. It was the Pats.
the Pats, the
The
Pats.
Pats. The
Listen,
Pats.
Shannon and I'd like for you to email us right here at Straight Talk. Email us if you'd like to be on, if you'd like to be a part of, if you'd like to be a guest of. Email us, and we can talk about Tom Brady. We can talk about Matt Ryan. We can talk about anybody you want to talk about. We don't mind. It's Straight Talk. Shannon and I may agree or we may not agree, but we agree to disagree. He's in his over the hill 50s, and and I'm definitely up in age. He's Jose, I'm Allie Pat, and that's a fact. And
How did
we'll
the
break
Steelers do
down
yesterday?
Do what that channel.
How did the Steelers do yesterday?
Steelers don't play. The Steelers don't play. They're playing tonight. They're playing tonight.
Okay.
They're playing
All
tonight.
right.
We'll check them out tonight. But don't worry about it. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. And
All
if they
right.
don't play
Well,
tonight, we'll check them out when they play. How about that?
all right.
They're the
All right.
steel curtain, baby. Woo, 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 woo. The curtain. You know what I mean?
Goodness gracious.
Ah. Ooh, boy, I tell you, this
Lord.
is some exciting times. Football season, and we still got basketball season. I know Mr. Trump is going to want to hang his hat on. Look at how the economy around. We got people back playing football, and we got people back playing basketball, but ain't nobody in the stands.
No, not unless they had a Trump rally.
Unless they had a Trump rally, they got a lot of cutouts in the stand.
In the
They got
stand.
a lot of sound effects and everything.
All that sound, yeah.
But how you?
But the thing is, I don't think the players can feel it because it's the vibration that they're used to, not just the sound, but the vibration. And I don't know if that audio equipment is gonna give them that.
Well, I agree with you on that because it's like you're playing a scrimmage game. It's like you're playing really a scrimmage game because you're playing for the fans. That's what you're playing for, the fans.
Exactly.
And when
Exactly.
you can't see the fans, you can't feel the energy of the fan. And Drew Brees said that yesterday. He said that when they interviewed him. It's a different kind of feel. They used to who that gonna beat them Saints, and that crowd be roaring, and they don't hear that, and they know it's the audio of it, but it ain't the crowd.
But it's not the same thing. No,
it's not the same
no.
thing. It's not the same thing. It's not the same feel. But Shannon,
It's not. It's like when your wife tell you, "Baby, you the man," one too many times. Like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? What's
Lord,
going on? Why am I the man?
Because you paid the mortgage this month.
You the man. You the man.
You paid the mortgage and the car note.
And the car note. Lord, you the man.
So you the man. You the man, Shannon. You the man. You the man. I want to talk about change subject just a little bit, Shannon. I want to talk. We talking sports. Sports is good, but it was a boxing match, but it wasn't really a boxing match. It was a beatdown. We keep seeing this Rodney King thing played on over and over and over again. And I got a picture of Brother Rodney Walker, I want to bring it up, who was beaten by a sheriff deputy in our community. Victor Hill, Sheriff Hill is the sheriff there, and just beat the man in front of everybody in the public, and knowing people were watching, knowing people were seeing, but yet I heard on the tape, and I don't know if you heard the tape, we say, well, he bit me. Well, he bit you, and you just beat him while he was down on the ground like he was a dog. One man laying on top of him, you on top of that man, and you just punching him, punching him, punching him, punching him, punching him, constantly punching him. Hold up a minute, Shane.
How the hell did a man that wasn't?
Yeah, go
How
ahead.
the hell was a man that wasn't driving that you pull over on a traffic stop for a general traffic stop? How the hell was he even brought out of the car to bite you? How was he brought out of the car to bite you? Why are you asking for his ID? He is not driving the car. Why is he on the ground? So that's my. But go ahead, Bishop. I'm sorry.
No.
That just.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
You're 50. You're a little bit over 50. You good. You're good.
46, approaching 50, not
You're
yet.
the same thing. You're a little bit over 50. You just don't know it.
I'm an old soul. Grandmama said, that boy been here before. That boy been here before. He been here before. That boy been here before. What that
Chris
mean?
Brown sends me this, who we'll bring on in just a minute. He sent me this.
Yeah.
And this is something that he sent. He says, and I'm going to read it. Can I read it, Shannon? You don't mind if I read it?
Please. Yeah, your name come first on the show, man.
It says that the gentleman was terminated from the Sheriff Department, Clayton County Sheriff Department office by the order of Sheriff Victor Hill for excessive use of force. This is an administrative action. The criminal investigation of this matter will be turned over to the Clayton County District Attorney's Office if there are criminal charges brought against the officer. Then it said the sheriff ordered a signature bond, courtesy for Mr. Walker, who 40 hours ago. Unfortunately, Mr. Walker has felony probation warrant out in Fulton County for cruelty to children and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and failure to appear warrant out in Hateville, which resulted in the magistrate court judge denying his bond. Mr. Walker legal counsel will have to resolve this issue to secure his release. Mr. Walker has been treated for his medical condition and at the jail, at the Clayton County Jail. So the lawyer that's handling the case, his name is
Sean.
Okay.
Oh,
and
goodness.
So I saw him on the news, and others saw him on the news and talked about, this was a tragedy and what have you. But if
Williams,
if the gentleman has an outstanding warrant on him, it's my understanding that he can be detained because he has a warrant for his arrest. Question is, did those officers know he was a felon? Did they know he had a warrant? Did they know these things? That's the question prior to them dragging him out the car.
Yeah. This is what they knew. They knew that he was a black man. And we're living in an age right now where this president is emboldening white racism. I was watching, Bishop, today a speech given by Vice President Biden on climate control and just what's happening in the country. And he said there are four things that we're dealing with. Of course, the pandemic, economic crisis, the climate issue, and then the issue of white supremacy that's stoking its head up again, because it ain't gone anywhere. It is as American as USA. But the thing is that it's this president is emboldening this type of racism. Now, these deputies did this knowing they worked for Sheriff Victor Hill. Sheriff Victor Hill is about about 2 feet 5, 3 feet tall. He puts Napoleonic in Napoleon. Okay, I mean, this man, everybody knows that he does not, he don't play. Little bitty guy, but he's as tall as Wilt Chamberlain when it comes to dealing with an issue, right? And they knew they worked for him. They knew that if we handle this in the age that we're living in right now, they knew they were going to have some problems, but they did not care, because there's a kind of psychosis that's stirring up and bringing out the instances of this white supremacy, what I call that neo-Confederacy mindset. So they just saw a black man and they started beating him up, and to their great joy, he had these cases, that they could get him, and rightly so, if they, I mean, that they can hold him for that. But how he got out of the car, he wasn't the driver, to the ground, to being beaten like Mitch Green after he challenged Mike Tyson in a bar, okay? To look like he looks right now. How did all of that happen? And it just really shows us how, unfortunately, in this age of racism, Bishop, this is how black people are policed. This is how we're policed in our community. And so in this Black Lives Matter meets Blue Lives Matter, we get an instance like this, and they don't care that Victor Hill's going to have. Trust me, these guys will end up somewhere else. That sheriff deputy will end up somewhere in Butts County, somewhere in Chatham County, to get a job again, because there's a mindset that says that he did what was right. He beat a fugitive slave in a neo Confederacy mindset. But we talked about some earlier about the post issue. Folks are calling for officers that are bad actors, racist bad actors, to be fired. But you and I discussed that it might not be enough just to do that. They need to lose perhaps their post certification when they do that, because they are a danger to the society that they're sworn to uphold and to protect.
Absolutely. And there was a case some years ago where this officer had been fired for excessive force, and he ended up working for the airport in Chatham County, at the Chatham County airport. And later it was revealed, after he got an incident, that he had been fired from other departments in terms of excessive force. So we need to look at post and post certification, because if an officer is accused of excessive force and is it proven that he or she, and I do say he or she, because we have many females now that are officers, that he or she, if they use excessive force, that and maybe there may be levels of excessive force that they
black or white,
look at black or white in terms of levels,
or Asian,
in terms of excessive force. If you do a level 3, no more, your post certification is taken away.
That's right.
You do a
That's
level
it.
2 or whatever. There needs to be some structure there in terms of what an officer can leave one jurisdiction and go to. We've seen instances where people became chiefs of police departments, a small police department, that were fired from department that had excessive force in their background, and they were hired to be police chiefs of a department. So so there needs to be some re-looking at post and post certification, and when do you take a post certification from someone who has been accused of excessive force. I get that. I'm talking about Georgia now. I can't talk about other states, but even in other states it ought to be, and maybe there are rules in other states where that is. But Georgia, who is so backward in many, many ways, we need to look at that, and that's a discussion that we need to be had and ask: when do officers who use excessive force lose their post certification? And certainly this gentleman should be considered as one of those individuals beating that man on the ground with his fist while another officer is already on top of him, holding him down. You got two people against one, and you got to beat him. You got to hit him. He's black. Just hit him. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Just beat him to a pulp. Anyway, we're going back to the lynching. We're going back to just black lives destroying black men, for any reason. Not only men, but women too. They're doing the same thing to women as they're doing to men. And I've said this, Shannon. I didn't ask to be born black, and I'm sure you didn't either. And others didn't ask to be born black. We did not. But we shouldn't be punished because we were born black in America. We shouldn't be punished because our ancestors were brought over here as slaves and used as free labor. We should not be punished. We should be compensated, if anything, for the abuse that our ancestors had to go through in building this country. We should be compensated. And that's real talk right here on Straight Talk. Thank you
Right.
so very
But we,
much. And
yeah,
again, you can email Shannon and I. We'd love to hear from you, hear your comments. Email us at straighttalk@gmail.com, or you can call 404-308-0795. We love to hear from you
yeah.
and what your thoughts are. Now, Shannon, let's bring Brother Chris Brother Chris Brown, who's been around town for a long time. He's 37
Hmm.
years old. He's a little younger than you, but
Hmm.
he's definitely a community activist, and he believes in activism and bringing our community together. Brother Chris Brown, man on the street with yours truly, Greg Fann, the preacher man. All right, here I am out here, a man in the street, and guess what I ran into in the street? I hit the Greenbrier Mall. Chris Brown, a community activist and a person who's been working in the community a long time, really committed about public service and serving the people and not about himself. No self-grandizement. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Chris, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing wonderful, man.
Good. You know, we got so much going on out here today, Chris, and you're getting to be a little younger, older man. You've been at it for a long time.
Yes, sir.
What do you see on the political horizon in terms of the future for your generation? What all was going on, Chris?
What I see is a lot of my age group, which is the top of the millennial chain, needing to help bridge the gap and fuse for this younger group that's coming up. Young folks have always led the energy in the movement, and we have to continue to educate this younger group and having the foundation and values and understanding where we came from so they know where we're going. We love the energy, we love the direction, but they have to have that foundation. And so I've been out here on the forefront just trying to help make sure that we take care of our seniors and take care of our communities and bridge the gap with our younger people.
Okay, Chris, I want to ask you a question, though. This is a very pertinent question. I guess, I say it's pertinent because everybody's got answering the same question. Why are people you feel that's running for that 5th congressional seat, and this election is going to be September the 29th, right?
Yep.
And with all the people running, then it looks like it's going to be a runoff, and so they wouldn't, if ever win the runoff, won't be there, but at least 2 or 3 weeks.
So I see we got a lot of great people that have chosen to run in this congressional race. Mm-hmm. It's sad that we're divided, and we got into a situation that I would have thought that we would have had the same person who would have been on the ballot would have been the same person who would have been, fulfilling the seat. But we got some great candidates running, and I'm looking forward to hearing, hopefully, about how they can take a message to set the tone for November.
Okay. The ones that's running now.
The one that's running now. I've heard a couple of forums. I'm hearing all this good talk, but the reality is we only have a short period of time. They only have a short window. So half the people that I'm looking at won't even have the experience, possibly per se, to be able to maneuver to do some of the things that they said they're going to do. So hopefully we're looking for a candidate that can help bridge and bring people back together, and set this agenda and be that voice that in D.C. that can represent Georgia and represent the 5th district.
Because here we talk about the United States of America. We ain't united no more.
Right.
We're a divided nation, even among party lines. Even
Yes.
the Democratic Party is divided.
Yes.
With this particular 5th congressional district race, it's divided.
Yes.
There's a lot of dissension, not around this race for September, also dissension for the November race in terms of how the person was selected to be on the ballot, without giving people that choice or a right to select who they want to see run. What's your opinion as a young man, a bridge builder? What do you think? What are the young people saying?
Young people are kind of disinterested in all the division because they're already confused to what's going on. They have not been involved and engaged in the political arena. They have their own set of views that they feel is not represented, and they're looking to make change by any means necessary. And so what I see is that we have to bridge this gap and come together in some form of fashion. Let's find the issues. I'm looking for the people who actually understand what goes on in our community, what really are the dire needs of representation and resources. Hell, we sending back millions of dollars to the federal government that we're not even utilized on the local level. These are issues that we have to address. The census. understanding the resources that we've been having in our community for the last 10 years may not necessarily be at the same level come 2021. So I'm looking to see that these young people understand, and the older people, man, open your heart, man. I just buried my grandmama, you know what I mean? And the wealth of knowledge and experience that came with our elders, we need to express and embrace what's going on now, because there's a new norm out here that's not normal, a different frequency and vibration. It's more like good versus evil type situation. So I'm looking for these great leaders that are stepping forward, not just influencers or people who have been in the sector of notoriety, but somebody who's actually going to actually give some representation that's going to actually beat the ground and echo the voice and sentiments of what's going on in the community.
Well, you know, one thing the people, and I say this because most of the people that have been elected, and I'm talking about black folks that have been elected, that went in to say that they were going to be standing up for us, they're going to be championing this cause for us, but yet when they got there, they started talking about what they can't do because they got starstruck and power hungry. Yeah. And we got to start looking at people, as you said, who's actually really doing the heavy lifting for the community and not afraid to speak out for the greater good of the community. It's people like Vincent Ford was when he was there. And we need more Vincent Fords in this time on the political policy making scene, but they're going to need more people like you, Chris, that's out in the community, that's helping educating and helping the young people to understand what the fight is really all about. And I thank you, my brother. It's always good running into you, Chris. Always. The man in the street. Chris, you got anything else you want to say?
Man, I want to say, man, shout out to Greg Fann, man. He's been a great mentor, a great staple in the community. You know, I've been knowing him back since the union days. He definitely been in the forefront. He definitely embraced young people. We need more people like him, so I really enjoy. I'm glad I brought it to you, and definitely want to see more of people like you that's not afraid to speak out, use your voice, use your platform to embrace and unify and give people a voice and a chance to be able to magnify what's really going on out here in the streets.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
We are AFIA Environmental Group. My name is Yolanda Pickerstock, and I am an owner of AFIA Environmental Group. We are here at Liberty International Church disinfecting for the COVID-19 virus. This disinfectant is a powerful disinfectant for the virus. However, it is safe for human consumption. And we will allow our technicians to give you some additional information about the process, what he's doing, and how the chemicals work.
Chlorine monoxide, which is a chemical that is used to kill mold, mildew, viruses, fungi. Actually, it's one of the best non-invasive chemicals on the market. As you see, we are here disinfecting this building without having to get on full mop gear. What that means to you, that it is friendly when it comes into human contact, but at the same time, it has the ability and effectiveness to kill germs.
We are AFIA Environmental Group. In addition to providing disinfectant services, we also carry hospital-grade medical masks and the KN95 mask. If you are interested in our services, please contact us at 404-973-0502.
Hi, and I'm on Straight Talk with Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, one of the greatest pastors in the communities that really care about our communities. We need more pastors like you who are on the ground working, and I appreciate your community spirit.
It's Straight Talk. And my co-host Shannon Jones. And Shannon is coming now, putting them in the trash can.
Man, it's time to throw some folks in the trash. I'm telling you. First and foremost, we already talked about this Clayton County deputy that brought this brother out, put him on the ground, beat him, fought him, held him down, two of them. Back in my day, we called that bullying. They would break you up, say, no, you can't do that, you can't double team a guy, you let one guy go. But now it seems like it takes the whole police force in many cases And I'm talking about the bad actors, not the good actors, because we got a whole lot of good community police officers out there. So don't think that Pastor Jones is talking about police. I'm talking about bad police. I'll talk about bad preachers and bad pastors. I'll talk about bad politicians. And right now we're talking about this bad deputy. These two bad deputies, but one of them got fired, and they need to lose their post certification. In an age that we're living in, like this, I mean, in the midst of what's happening in this country right now, they think it's okay to work in Clayton County, which is a large percentage African American, working for an African American sheriff. You're his deputy, and you got his brother on the ground beating him, not his brother, his soul brother, not blood brother. But you got him on the ground and you beating him like that. Let me tell you something. It's time out for this kind of neo-Confederacy, racist mindset that's going on. So it is our absolute duty to pick the undisclosed named deputy up and throw his behind in the trash. Now, there you go. I'm throwing
trash can. Ha, ha,
in the trash can. That's right. That's right.
You're going in the trash can. Ha ha ha.
Ooh. Ooh. Man, I tell you, it's important not to put them in the trash, but that thing, it just really funky, funky what they do to get in there, and then just the funk that's in the trash. With all the funk that they doing, it's just terrible, and it's spreading through all around society. With this trash smell, it's a gas that just spreading all over the place. It then spread all the way to Richard Barron. That's right, director of the Fulton County Board of Elections. We told you we're gonna give you some time to get it together. And now here we are, and the early election began on September the 8th, and we have our seniors that are showing up at the ballot box to be told that they've already voted. And they have not voted yet, but they're being told. So we got the same shenanigan. And Richard always said, well, we had some challenges. Well, we're trying to fix it, and we're trying to do this. Let me tell you something. You stinking. You are spreading trash. You are directing some trash, and we know what to do. Straight talk, we know what to do with the trash. Some folk let the trash stay there, get flies all over the place, and act like it ain't going on. Let the gnats all over the place, act like ain't nothing going on. At Straight Talk, we say this, why all these flies? What is that smell? That's some trash. We're going to pick your butt up, and we're going to throw you, Richard Barron, in the trash can, Richard Barron, in the trash can. Get down there. Wait a minute. That old deputy trying to get up. No, you get down there. You stay down there in the tray. You just got down. I know it's stinking, but you wasn't saying that when you was beating that brother. That's all right. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. Messed up my set here. All right. Now we got another one. Throw in the trash can. Well, this one, let me tell you. This one has been in the trash, but what's that? Oh, somebody's saying something. Okay. Somebody said, one of the garbage men said that we should give a free get out the trash card to Victor Hill for firing the deputy. So if Victor should do something, the suggestion is that he should get a free get out the jail card. So we would say, well, he did this, but he did stand up on this issue. Well, we'll have to see about that. We'll talk, me and Bishop Fann, we'll discuss that, trash man. But you just keep that one from getting out. That one trying to get out there. That President Donald Trump still trying to get out the trash, talking about his stinking. The trash is stinking, Donald. You the trash. Your policies are the trash. Your views are the trash. Your administration is it. Oh, let me look at your. I'm just trying to keep him from getting out. Donald Trump, did you see the interviews of this new book that's coming out called Rage. Rage. Donald Trump, in a taped interview, said that he knew about what was going on with this COVID-19. He said it's worse than the flu, 10 times worse, I think he said. I'm paraphrasing. It's worse than the flu. And it's air. It's in the air. It's all in the air. Now, this was in February. February the 7th. February the 7th. Yeah, it's all in the air. It's in the air. And I'm playing it down. I'm playing it down because I don't want to create, panic. So he plays it down. Then he goes on, calls it a hoax later in February. Then he says that it's mysteriously going away. Then, and this is in the Bob Woodward book, the one that took down Nixon and looked like he's the one that's about to take down Trump. But he said it kept saying it was all right, no problem at all. It's okay. If it's not bothering young people, and to this day, he continues to have rallies where people are coming together and not wearing. He's making fun of wearing masks. We're going to tell you about the great Straight Talk mask that's going to be available to those of you that journey with us. But can you believe that this man admitted to this? And now over 200,000 people are dead, possibly. They're saying in January it could be double that number, 400,000 people dead. And this man last night was making fun of wearing a mask. Last night he held an indoor rally against the policies of the state of Nevada. Let me tell you something. Donald John Trump, we're going to take you out the trash and put you back in the trash. Just when you think you can get out, we putting you back in because you just keep on spreading the trash. Donald John Trump,
You're
going in the trash.
Can.
In the trash. In the trash, man. In the trash. No, I don't want to hear it. No, Donald, I don't want to hear it. No. Woo. We got to close. Woo. Can we get that trash out of here? It's terrible. It's terrible. Whew. If you know somebody else that needs to be in the trash, I want you to email us at straighttalk@gmail.com, or you can call us at 404-308-0795. It's Straight Talk. And if they ain't talking right, we putting them straight in the trash.
Straight in the trash. Hey, Shannon, you forgot one person you didn't put in the trash.
Who did I put in the trash?
The governor of the state of Georgia.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Do tell, Bishop.
I know next week you'll have him in the trash can. I know you will.
You're not talking about the meeting that he had with Killer Mike and that, because that was not good. But Killer Mike has the Albert E. Love get out of trash card. He got that. It's gold. It's in his hand. He got that. So we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but that little farce that the governor tried to play. So, yeah, next week, perhaps we will be getting him in the trash unless he put some Lysol in himself or something. I don't know, whatever it is that they be doing over there that the president said they're supposed to do.
This election for this U.S. Senate race, where we have all of these Democratic candidates running against Kemp's appointee to the U.S. Senate, Ms. Lethbridge, and we have Doug Collins running against her as a Republican, and of course
Leffler.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Leffler,
Yes,
right
sir.
love, whatever, wrong love, whatever love. But anyway, you know,
Right, Lord.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Her own team ain't with her.
Here she is. Doug Collins is running against her. We have all these Democrats that's running, And if we think about what happened to the Democratic Party, and we got to look at both of them, the Democratic Party selected Mrs. Williams to run in November. And the Republicans in the Senate race, they have two individuals that's running for the U.S. Senate seat. And we have God knows how many Democrats that's running for the Democratic Senate seat. It's my prediction that you will have two Republicans running for that seat in the runoff in December. Because there will be a runoff. It'll have to be a runoff because everybody,
So many of them
running. But it will be two Republicans running against that seat. That seat will remain a Republican seat because how they have set up the politics here in Georgia to do that, so that they can continue to remain control. And the Democratic Party bought into that same concept by the party committee electing who can run in a seat if someone passes during their term of office, and not give voters an opportunity to select who they'd like to see in that seat. That's a form of disenfranchisement. That is voter suppression. If you want, I'm not a party person. I'm not with the Republican Party. I'm not with the Democratic Party, because all I see is billionaire, millionaire. Billionaire, millionaire. It's about what I can put in my pocket. It's not about the people. It's about the people. It's supposed to be a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But we have people who are sitting up there who are holding our money close to their vest and don't want to put the money back in our hand. And that's because we're voting for the popular people and not the people who put in the sweat equity and the work and have shown us that they're about the people. And I continue to say this. When we did not vote for Vincent Ford because people didn't like him because of his activism, but he always championed cause for the least, the less, the lost for the people. Are we in it for the people, or are we in it for big businesses, or are we in it for special interests, and the people are left out? You and I are men of God. We're men of God. And Jesus teaches that whatever we do unto the least, then we do also unto me and unto him. Right. So the reality of it is what we have in this whole dynamic. That's why people are getting disenfranchised, because they don't see the benefit for them. They're buying grocery, they're paying tax dollars, and those tax dollars are being spent against them and not for them, not to help them. Let's just call a spade in terms of real straight talk.
Well, let me ask you this.
We have got to get back to a place where people understand it's not about party politics.
Right.
It's not about party politics. It's about who is going to serve our interests and not give us lip service. It's not about who's black or who's white or who's gay or who's straight. Who is going to fight for the interests of the least, the less, the lost, and stop dealing with that for the wealthy. The question came that was made by the man who wanted to receive eternal life. The rich man came to Jesus and asked him that question: what must I do to get eternal life? Jesus said, well, keep the commandments. He said, well, I don't did all of that. I ain't murdered, I ain't stole, I ain't did this. He lied because he was stealing. He was murdering people with his tongue. He was telling lies, false witness. He was doing all of that he said he had kept. And then
all
Jesus
these I've kept from my youth.
All of that. Then he said, well, what do I lack? He said, you lack one thing. Take what you have, sell it, and give it to the poor. He walked away sadly because he could not see himself helping nobody but himself. And when we get to that point about helping only ourselves and not others, I see you, Shannon. I see you. And that's what's going on with these party people. That's what's going on, because we're looking at the party. We're not looking at the people. We're not looking at the people who are helping the people. And that's what our problem is. We're looking at the party. Oh, I'm voting Democrat. I'm voting Republican. And they started taking care of themselves and leaving you out and don't want to speak to you unless it's election time. I mean, come on now, let's
Yeah.
get real with this thing. We are our own problem because we are not doing what we need to do as it relates to electing people who's going to stand for us and not people, as I said during the interview with Chris, that are not starstruck and power hungry because when they get there, they get starstruck. They just want to go CNN and Fox and get up there and say what they couldn't do, what they fighting for, and they really ain't fighting for nothing because we ain't seen no effort or no sign that they fight for anything other than giving us some lip service. We see no
Okay.
results.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, Shannon, you want to say something? Because, I'm on my
Well,
soapbox with that.
first of all, no, I agree with you on your soapbox, man. And let me say first of all, is this straight talk?
This straight talk.
Is this straight talk?
It's straight talk.
All right. Well, let's go back to the rich
This
young ruler.
is straight talk.
All right. All right. All right. Let's go back to the rich young ruler.
Okay?
The rich young ruler dealt in a certain kind of privilege. He comes to Jesus and he asks Jesus, "What must I do to be saved?" In other words, do you want money? Do you want me to connect you with my some of the clout that I have? Should I put in a good word with the Sanhedrin for you? Do you want something from Rome? Maybe I can hook up something for you, get you something for your kingdom campaign, help you out. Privilege. Well, I know folks ain't gonna like this. The views or the opinions of Shannon Jones, or the views of Shannon Jones, not that of Bishop Fann or Straight Talk at large. But Straight Talk gives me the ability to be able to sit. It gives me the platform. So we got Stacey Abrams and this cabal of a political class that has emerged. Senator Nikema Williams, and I love her as a Christian. Oh, but when she speaks of it, she speaks of it as an entitlement. That she was the one that, that everything worked out in her favor, and it fell to her, the chairperson of the Georgia party, who is a devotee of Stacey Abrams, who, I mean, there's a kind of big mama here that is running things, and so everybody's going into Big Mama's house. I'm not body shaming in this conversation. I'm big boy myself. I'm not body shaming. I'm talking about the role of Big Mama in our community, the matriarch of the community. There's a kind of political matriarchy going on here. And there is the determination as to who are going to be in that political class, who, Bishop, is going to be the power broker, who has the political privilege. And what happens with that? Now, we're attacking that on the Republican end, right? We're attacking that across racial lines, talking about white privilege. Republicans talking about majority privilege. But we have to see that right now in Democratic politics in Atlanta, in the state of Georgia. We have to call a spade and say that there's some privilege too. What gave us the platform that we have right now were not that all the elected officials that came up through the civil rights community, they were not, Bishop, you correct me if I'm wrong, that wasn't rich. That wasn't privilege. Now, there was some privilege and some rich brothers and sisters that supported the movement, but what emerged out of that were authentic political activists, political actors, social actors that wanted to bring about societal and social change and wanted to uplift. And so they went to work in the unions. They went to work teaching and in the educational field. They went to work in local government. They went to work to elect folks. But right now, there's this side conversation of the rich, young political class people that are pulling power away from the workers, the worker bees, the ones that really would get in there and know what the true struggle is that people are going through on a day-to-day basis. And they're going to have their side conversation. What must I do to get elected? What must I do? And That's a conversation that's happening in a small group of people. It's called an oligarchy of people, small little group. You got all these others out here who really won't change and desire change, but they can't get into the group. And there's a saying about Atlanta, not the one that says, what is a state like Georgia doing in a city like Atlanta, but the one that says Atlanta's filled with cliques. And if you ain't in the right clique, you just can't get the power.
Well, I think the question, and both you and I are from Atlanta. I'm older than you, and a Grady baby, and have gone
You
through.
got to say much older than me when you
Right.
say that.
Well, okay. Well,
Much
much older
older.
than you. I'm much older than you because I could be your father. I couldn't be your grandfather, but I certainly could be your father.
No, you couldn't be my granddaddy. You'd have to be something if you was out there.
Well,
You
I
was out
probably,
there real young.
I probably could have been your granddad if I had started earlier.
You'd have been out there real young. But I don't know if your soldiers would have. Them soldiers wouldn't have marched at that age.
But anyway, the issue here is that being in Atlanta and growing up under Reverend Abernathy and seeing the Hosea Williams and the Joseph Boones and the Father Austins and those individuals, and Father Austin was a white gentleman, but just seeing those individuals who were lifting up the community, where we had true community leaders who were fighting for the community and for the betterment of all, and lifting up people, and people began to prosper and do better, but they didn't reach back to bring others along with them because people became starstruck. The younger people who utilize the name, I grew up under King, I know this, and people taking pictures with this person and that person, being celebrities and all of that. But what was the body of work? What have they done? What have they really done to bring about changes to lift the community? Because when we look at the community, how the black community in Atlanta has been disenfranchised with public housing and other things where black people lived, and people say, well, they let their property ran down, they did this, they did that. Well, then when you drain the wealth from the community, if you drain the money from the community, it's just like the school system. When you take the money from public education and start giving it to charter schools and all of that stuff, yes, public education is going to fail because they don't have the resources to do what they need to do. So when you take the resources out of a community, it's quite natural it's going to run down because what they call that gentrification. They let it gentrify so they can run it down so they can come back and buy it for little or nothing. Look at Techwood Home and what Techwood Home has become. Look at, the various Carver Home, what it has become. I mean, we can look at all the
West End.
Grady Home, what it has become. I mean, you can't even move back over there. I mean, really. I mean, it's really sad that people, because of the politics, that people have put money in their pockets and they forgot about the least of them, and they've only taken care of themselves and not the community at large. So the community suffer. So that's why I'm saying to people is when people come to you talking about they want you to vote for them, they want you to put them in office, put them in power, don't ask them what they can do for you. Ask them what have they already done for you. Ask them that. Don't let them come to you telling you what they can do for you. Ask them what they already done for you. What have you already done? If they ain't done nothing, how could they gonna do something when they get there? But make excuses about what they can't do because they won't let them do anything. I remember growing up, the late J.P. Stoner, who was a Stone racist. This is what Stoner said. He said, you don't have to worry about the Negros. And he used that word, the Negros. He said, because the Negros will destroy themselves. Because he knew that we were greedy and we were selfish and we were going to destroy each other. And that's exactly what's happening in our community. We put people in office or in position that have set aside to destroy their own kind. And that's where we are. But you don't know, when you erode your base, soon you're going to fall. Wise man built his house upon the rock, and the foolish man built his house upon the sand. So once you erode your base, when the wind comes, guess what? You ain't got nowhere to run to. Because if you think you can run over yonder, you're going to find out they ain't going to want you. So they're going to want to send you back to the field. They want to send you back to the field. This is straight talk. So
Straight
I
talk.
want you to actually really think about it when you get ready to vote. Think about why you're voting for the person you're voting for, what have they done, and will they do anything other than give lip service? Because anybody can give lip service. Now, on Saturday, I want to make an announcement here. On Saturday, Shannon and I, along with Voter Empowerment Collaborative and other groups, will be at D&D Barbecue at 1975 Seven Road here in Atlanta, Georgia, from 11 to 3, and we'll be registering people to vote. We'll be registering people to vote because October the 5th is the last day that you can register to vote in the November election. So we're going to be registering people to vote. So come on out, and for the first 25 people to come, we're going to give you a straight talk mask. It's straight talk. Now you can have your own mask. Whoop. You know, I'm trying to put it on and keep it off because it's kind of hard to talk while you got the mask on. But this will be your straight talk mask. The first 25 people that come and say, I saw straight talk and I want to get me a mask. You'll get your straight talk mask this Saturday from 11 to 3. We'll be at, until they're all gone, at 1975 Seven Road in Atlanta, Georgia, at D&D Barbecues, right there in the Falk. If you're familiar with Seven Road, headed back toward I-66, or if you're leaving I-66, it's still in the Falk. It's on the left-hand side. If you're going I-66, it's on the right-hand side. Everybody know what D&D is. Best barbecue in town. And listen, this Friday, we're going to be at Liberty International Church, 1362 Metropolitan Parkway in the lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia, where yours truly, I am the pastor there. We'll be COVID testing again. Corey is going to be COVID testing at the church there, and along with the Atlanta North Georgia Labor Council, Shady Grove Baptist Church, the Gathering Church, where Pastor Jones is the pastor, and Liberty International will be testing from 9 to 3. Now, if you want to get tested, listen, you don't have to pre-register, but I'm going to give you the number in case you want to pre-register. You can call area code 678, that's 678-802-9624. That's 678-02-9624. Now you can pre-register, and that's at 1362 Metropolitan Parkway. If you haven't been tested or you want to be retested, it's absolutely free, and the results are back between 1 to 3 days. 1 to 3 days. So, hey, you might want to do that and pass it on, okay? And if you miss it, just call 404-308-0795 and someone give you the information about the test, okay? All right, so with that being said, you know, Shannon and I love you. We love to have conversation and talk with you. And so, Shannon, you see this lovely mask? We're going to be giving this lovely mask.
See it, man. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Like that. I need.
And
I need one of them myself.
Do it now. I didn't hear you.
I need one of them. I'm gonna show up myself to get one. I'm gonna be one of the first 20.
Bless you. Just leave your boxing glove at home. And we'll be live taping too also. We'll be live taping for Straight Talk. We'll be live taping for Straight Talk Saturday from 11 to 3 right there this Saturday from 11 to 3 at D&D Barbecue. That's, again, 1975 Sylvan Road, D&D Barbecue, 30310 Atlanta, Georgia. He had to go get them gloves. Y'all know he had to
This for JB Stoner. This for JB Stoner, who knew that he was disenfranchising black folk. That's how he knew you didn't have to worry about him, because his people was the judge, the jury, and the executioner. This for him.
Hey, listen, he said give him a bag of sugar and a watermelon, they'll be all right. Give them a few dollars. Let them move behind a gated community. Give them a few dollars. Let them have a swimming pool. Let them eat a few shrimp with you. Drink some good liquor with you. You know they'll be all right.
Talk, Bishop.
They'll sell their soul. They'll sell their soul.
Talk.
They'll sell their mama. They'll sell them. Don't worry about it. Just give them a little.
What must I do to get elected?
Oh my God.
What must I do to be rich?
Sell
what you have and give to the poor. That's what it is. Fight for the poor.
You know what some of us say, well, the poor going to be with you always, but you're going to be with the poor after a while, because they're going to throw you back out here to the poor.
But you know, when they say that, it ticked me off, because he didn't say don't do nothing about it.
He sure did.
He fed the poor. He fought for the poor. He healed the poor. Goodness gracious. All right,
Shannon,
Bishop. I got my soapbox coming.
Tell them about the press
listen,
conference
on
Friday.
this coming Friday, so we had a forum at Concerned Black Clergy on Monday afternoon, and on Monday afternoon we um, discussed the importance of what's going on with this election, and it was determined that there are irregularities in this district 5 race. There's some irregularities at the polls. Folks are being told that they already voted. You know, that old stuff we already put. We already put Richard in the trash. So we have asked, and so far all of the candidates, and one candidate is just awaiting final approval, and that approval has been given. So I would believe that all of the 6 of the candidates, because the Libertarian candidate did not show up today, but the 6 other candidates all agreed to suspend their campaign for 1 hour to come together for a press conference of unity to discuss the importance of us standing together with Concerned Black Clergy, with the South Fulton Ministerial Alliance, coming together to say we are not going to stand back and let Georgia disenfranchise Georgia voters in this election, or especially the November 3rd general election. So we're standing together. So all of these candidates, all of the candidates in the fifth, in the special election for the 5th congressional race, minus the Libertarian, who I don't know if he's going to sign on or not, have agreed to suspend their campaign to come in unity and speak out against what's happening, and say that they may have different platforms, but there's one platform when it comes to equity, to justice, and to fairness, and when it comes to a fair and free election. So that's going to be this Friday at the Fulton County Board of Elections, and we're looking at a 10:30 a.m. press conference. 10:30 a.m. press conference.
And that's 141. That's 141 Pryor Street. That's 141 Pryor Street. Hey, listen, come on out. And I know firsthand, because my wife and I went and voted early, and a lot of people were having problems with that. Even I had problem with that. They had me down. They had my location down. They had my wife and us down as being voters in the 5th district. However, they had us as already had gotten an absentee ballot and had voted. And that's not true, because we had not voted. We applied for absentee ballots for the November election. There was no request for any absentee ballot for the special election. So they are doing that and trying to disenfranchise people. So let's do what we need to do, and let's get out here and fight for our rights and continue to fight for our rights. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. We must stand together as one. This is the United States of America. It is the United States of America.
That's right.
And a people united can never, ever be defeated. Don't you ever
You just said something.
forget that.
You just said something, Bishop. You said it's the United States. So it can't be united without you, without me. But now, if we take the U out, it's the United States, and that's that political class. That's that elitism stuff. So I'm not trying to play to serve so and so. It's united. It's me and you and all of us coming together. Not a special privileged class. You just preached that. I think I'm going to have to steal that and preach it on Sunday.
Well, that's all right. You can borrow it. Don't steal it. Just borrow it. God gave it to me.
Okay.
To give to you. How about that? All right.
All right.
Well, we're going to get ready to get out of here. Shannon and I, we thank you so very much for being a part of Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shannon Jones. And we're going to catch you right here next week. Next week, same place, same time, same station, same Shannon Jones and Greg Fann, the Preacher Man. Shannon got them boxing gloves. I had to have him put them up, y'all. I didn't want him to show them more. But join him at the gathering on Facebook this Sunday at 11, and join us, Liberty International, on Facebook at 10 a.m. And may God bless you and have a smile upon you. And this is Straight Talk. I'm Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, inviting you to join my co-host and I, Pastor Shannon East Jones, each Tuesday right here on Straight Talk from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. And if you'd like to call in and join the discussion, you can call 470-251-0349. That's 470-251-0349. And if you'd like to be a guest on the program, we'd love to have you. You can email us at straighttalk1362@gmail.com. That's straighttalk1362@gmail.com. It's Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Pastor Shannon E. Jones.
Invite your Facebook and social media friends to check us out on Straight Talk with Greg Fann.
I'm Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, inviting you